Hey everyone, Will here from Mature Money Gamers, and today we're going to be talking to you about a party game called I Would Kill Hitler. It's a party game of hilarious hypotheticals, more of a storytelling game, definitely ages 17 and up, 3 to 8 players, plays in around 30 minutes. So let's see how the game works, and then we'll be back with the final thoughts. Alright, setup for I Would Kill Hitler is actually pretty simple. Each player is going to be dealt one of these plot cards. Now, there are about 350 of these cards in this box of this copy that we got. I mean, there are a ton of cards. So each player is going to be dealt 5 of these. Then one player is going to be designated as the judge by drawing one of these hypothetical questions. The judge is then going to read the hypothetical question. Your best friend is sleeping with your mother. There's just one problem. Your mother is dead. You need to catch him in the act. How do you lay your trap? Then what players are going to do, they're going to take their hand of 5 cards. They're going to choose one of these cards that they want to try to include or say in their story that they're going to tell. So for example, if this is the card that is laid down in front of them saying, hey, you're ready, this player over here is going to lay down a card. And then this player is going to lay down a card saying, yep, we're all ready. Then the play can begin. Each player has about 60 seconds to tell a story, including whatever this plot is here. So this player must say, "Hail science" in their story. This player here must include the perfect hand-eye, foot-eye, and genital-eye coordination. And then this player, you must have an adopted Asian child. There are a lot of different cards in this deck, ranging from lots of different things like that. Then after the story is told, the judge is then going to pass this yellow card to the player that told the best story, whether that be the funniest story, the story with the most brevity, just anything that really caught the attention of the judge. First player to 5 victory points is the winner. Now, there are several game modes that you can play of this, whether that be a pool play, where you actually lay out 10 of these cards face up, still dealing out 5 to each player as well, so you're going to have face-up cards in the middle. Now, what players are going to be able to do is they're going to be able to swap cards from the center of this pile of 10 cards as they see fit of their hand of 5, so they're just going to be able to replace it. So let's say I don't want this card, I can replace it for this card, put this on my hand, and then again, when I'm ready, lay down my card in front of me. Another way that you can play is you could do a team play where you have an even number of players, where you're going to have a willing partner to be able to play through the entire game with you, where each one of you on the team is going to be telling the story, like sharing the same story, where I must include, like I said before, hail science, or grandma knuckles. And, so like I'll start telling the story, and then, kind of when I finish, my partner will then continue on to the same story, but also include that plot. Another way you can play is a dual play, where 2 players are going to kind of go head and head. This is more for like the 3 players that we found the best for the lower player counts in this method, where there's one person as the judge, and 2 people are going to be going head to head and kind of doing like a battle, if you will, of who can tell the better story, which is actually pretty fun because they're really going, can even continue on after each other's story and even add to it, which just makes it more hilarious when you are playing the game. And again, the player with the first to 5, or the team to first to 5, is the winner. All right, so there are a lot of these kind of games on the market today. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. What makes this different than Cards Against Humanity? Well, to be honest with you, it's more of the player that really makes this different. In Cards Against Humanity, it plays very similarly, but you're going to have the one card. You don't know who really is laying down the card necessarily and has the funniest one-liner on the card itself. This itself is the story that the person tells could actually be pretty hilarious. And then that card is really the punchline of the joke. Or, maybe not be, depending on if you need to speak in an accent or something while you're telling a specific story. But it really lends to the fact that you've got to have a group of players that can think on their feet and tell a tale right off the top of their head. If you are a fan of these kind of games and you're also a fan of role playing and, Dungeons and Dragons, those kind of things where you can jump into like an idea and a character and just start, whipping up a tale on top of your head, then this is a perfect thing for your group. We had a lot of fun with this one at the Mature Minded Gamers gaming night, and we played it quite a bit. And we had a couple brews, and I think that also led into the fact that we were also laughing anyway. So it was all a good time, and I think this is a great party game, especially if you got a couple brews with you, or maybe even a glass of wine. But as far as the card quality itself, card quality is good. It's player card quality card stock. I like the fact that the art is actually pretty decent. I like how the cards for the hypothetical cards and then the plot cards are different enough that you're going to be able to tell from a glance. I mean, you've got the yellow and the white, which in and of itself, makes the card stand out, make it different. The lettering on the cards is easy to read. There's not a lot of text, which makes it nice. I mean, it's open up to your own interpretation. The box, pretty solid, pretty sturdy. Decent sized box. I like the fact that this could have been a lot bigger, and I'm glad they didn't make it that way because of the number of cards in here. You see a lot of times these games, they have these huge boxes and like the bigger, blacker box for Cards Against Humanity. They didn't need to make it that big, but they did, so you can store everything. But I mean, there's a lot of cards in this box, about 450. And there's a lot of replayability, especially when you jump into different groups and the different stories you can tell. This one's going to be something that stays in our group, and we will probably be playing for quite some time. All right, everybody, this has been Will from Mature Minded Gamers talk to you about a awesome party game of hilarious hypotheticals. And here at Mature Minded Gamers, we would kill Hitler.